YouTube? It's Mike McGuigan here from McGuigan Morphs, and today we're in a little bit of a different area. We're outside, but yeah, we're not in the snake room right now because, as you can see around me right now, this is not stuff that's used for snakes. This is stuff that's used for rats. More specifically, ASF rats. And if you guys didn't know already, we do ASF breeding over here in McGuigan Morphs. We don't sell right now because we have a lot of snakes that we need to feed, but yeah, we have to take care of rats on a weekly basis, and today's Sunday, and Sunday means rat day and rat cleaning day. So right now we're just going to take you through all of our products and stuff like that to show you what we do to help or to clean our rats. So first off, we got some of this Tractor Supply premium pine shavings. And so what it is just pretty much the bedding. It's the last part that goes on to the bins. It's kind of like cocoa husk, if you want to think about that, or like cocoa chip, rep the block, all that stuff, or rep the chip and cocoa block. I just mixed those two brands up. But yeah, so this is pretty much just the stuff that they sleep on, all that stuff. So that's pretty good. Next thing we got, oh, before my whole thing goes down, is this Tractor Supply pellets bedding. So what it is that goes on so that it like kind of just absorbs stuff. It gets rid of the smell, because as you know, with rats and stuff, there's a lot of ammonia that gets built up. So what this helps with is it soaks up all that like pee and poop, and so it just kind of helps with the smell. Next up, we got another thing that helps with all the peeing and pooping is this horse stall refresher. And there you go, and it's very grainy. It's like a little sand type of texture, and you'll get to see that later in the video when I put it all in the bin. But yeah, so what this does is kind of like kitty litter, like if any of you have cats out there. But yeah, so what it does is it soaks up all the pee and poop, any liquid that goes in, and we have water that's running from a little tube that to help them drink and stuff like that. They need to stay hydrated. And yeah, so like any water that goes into that bin gets soaked up real tight and real quick, so that we don't have flash floods in our bins, you know. So there you go. Last thing up is our cedar, red cedar bedding. And basically what this does is, you do not want to put a lot of this, but you want to put like a little pinch or a little bit of a handful, kind of like your palm size. And what you do is you put it in the bin, and it helps that smell. This stuff smells real good. I want this all over the house. It smells really, really good. But yeah, so you put this inside the bedding so that it helps with the smell, gets rid of that ammonia a little bit, and it really does help, especially after a week. If you wait one more day after a week, those rats start to stink. They stink up the whole house. So like we said, we have to do this on a weekly basis, every single time, on the money, on the dot. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. I'm gonna get to the tubs, and I'm gonna show you guys how all this stuff comes into play. See you in the next one. Alright guys, so as you can see here, we have all our tubs ready to go. We gotta get them all set up for our ASFs to be able to get put in these, do their thing, make some babies, make us some food. Not for me, but food for our snakes, obviously. I don't be eating nothing like that. But let's get down to what we got here. So as you can see, we have two different size tubs. We have an FB20, and this is used for a grow out rack. If you haven't seen it on our Instagram, I know it hasn't been shown on YouTube at all, but we're gonna show it to you later. We made a grow out rack just so we could put all our grow outs in here. We didn't have a lot of space to build one of those big tubs that like other people have, so we kind of made like a little something different, spice it up a little bit. So we made a rack just for our grow outs, and so we stuck with the little tubs just because we knew that it's gonna be a quick home for them. They go in there, spend a little time, take a vacay, and then they go somewhere else. We don't talk about where they go. But then let's get down to here. We have the FB70s. These for our mamas. These are for the ones that make us all those babies that we love. All that good stuff that keeps our snakes growing. But yeah, so as you can see here, we have an FB70, and you might be thinking this is a big tub. What's your colony size? What do you got in there? So right now what we're sticking with is we got a 12:2 colony size. So what that means is we got 12 females and 2 males. Those men are loving it. You got all these girls around them making all these babies. They don't know where the babies are going. They don't care. They just want to keep going, you know. But yeah, there you go. But yeah, so we have these FB70s for our colonies. We have 6 colonies. We're gonna have, what we're trying to change up now, we had dividers in these, as some of you may have seen on Instagram, but now we're changing it up. We're trying to have 12:2 all around. We've had 12:2 for a little bit now, and it's been booming over here. It's been really, really good for us. We've had a lot of babies. We're gonna show you that when we get down to the rat room, but like the babies have been going crazy. There's so many babies. But yeah, so we're gonna show you that. We're gonna set these up, and we'll take you to how we set these up. See you guys. Alright guys, so we showed you all the stuff that we use to make the tubs, and we showed you the tubs that we use. So now it's time to get to the good stuff and show you how we do everything over here. So now we're gonna start off with the refresher, like we showed you before. And what you're gonna do is, we have this scoop that's kind of like a topping scoop at like a Carvel or something like that. But we got it at Walmart because Walmart sells ice cream stuff. But yeah, so we're using this. And so what you're gonna do is you're gonna take a scoop. I try to take almost the full scoop, something like that right there. And so what you're gonna do, like I like to do, is hit the corners first. And so the reason I hit the corners first is because ASFs like to chill in corners a lot. So what they'll do is they'll pick a corner where to poop, they'll pick a corner where to pee, and then they'll pick a corner where to have babies. But all that stuff involves fluids and stuff like that. So you try to hit the corners first, so that if any liquid, anything like that, like I said, they pick a pee corner. So you try to just put the most that's there, and then you start putting everything else in. So let's get to the other stuff. Alright guys, so as you saw, we put in our refresher, and now it's time to get to our pellets. And now, like we said, this is the pellet bedding. So what it does is it absorbs, and it just kind of just helps with the smell a little bit. So it tries to absorb all the pee and all the liquids and stuff like that. So it just helps with the smell. So like I said with this one, we try to hit the corners just a little bit, but not too much. Just because, like I said, you got to catch all that liquid that comes either out of the ASFs or from our water lines. And the rest, just going to sprinkle it around. Just make sure you get a good surface of everything. And there you go. That's how you do the pellets. Now we're going to move on to the cedar. Alright guys, so now we got our pellets in there. We got our refresher in there. And now it's time for the cedar. Like I said, this is the stuff that helps make it smell good in there, all that good stuff. And as you can see, we only used a corner of this stuff. We do not use a lot of it because what we've heard was that with ASFs, if you put too much of it, it could possibly kill them if they eat it. So what we try to do is we try to limit it so that it helps the smell. A little bit of it won't do anything bad. You can ask anybody about that. But yeah, so we just put a little bit of it. So we're just gonna grab just a little pinch, probably that much. Just a pinch of that stuff. And so what we're gonna do, cameraman, get in here for this. A little action over here, a little Salt Bay action, like that. But yeah guys, so we put our cedar in there. Let me clean this up a bit. But yeah, so we put our cedar in there, not too much at all. It's just a little bit just to try to help get rid of that smell. I might put a little bit more, but yeah. That's just it, and now we're gonna get onto the pine. Alright guys, so now we put in our cedar, we put in the pellets, we put in the refresher, and now it's time for the bedding. This is when we start going crazy. We gotta put a lot of stuff in there because we gotta pack it. There's not enough bedding in there. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna start taking fistfuls. So let's get to that. Take a nice chunk, just spread it around, and we're just gonna take a bunch of these. Make sure you fill those corners. I always make sure I get the corners because like I said, all that liquid and stuff, you don't need that leaking around and making a pool that just turns into all nastiness. You try to at least keep it compressed. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to put in about maybe 1 inch to 2 inches of bedding, just so they have enough to do their thing, dig around, because they also like to make nests. Like they'll make a little pocket just for all their babies and stuff like that. But yeah, so we're trying to do that. We're trying to fill it, make sure they're living comfortably. We're trying to give our ASFs the best life before they come to their end, because that's all it's all about. Because yeah, we are feeding off ASFs and things like that, but it all comes down to just making sure we take care of our animals. And even though ASFs might be a food source for us, we still try to make sure we give them their best life right before we have to do their thing. But yeah, as you can see guys, this is what a finished tub looks like. Doesn't look like much, but we put in our pine. So now, as you can see the thickness there, it's about 1 inch to 2 inches. But yeah, we just try to make sure we cover everything. And now, this tub is ready to go to a new ASF's family. So I'm gonna get all these tubs done. I got about 10 more tubs to do, or 9 more tubs to do, and we're gonna take you into the rat room and we're gonna transfer all our rats in there. Alright guys, so I didn't say it before, but I want to just say it now, just so anybody that's thinking about doing ASFs or anything like that, I don't give you the wrong information. But like I said, these are FB20s, these little ones, and so that's what you would regularly use, everything I just showed you now. But for the FB70s, you're going to try to use at least twice as much as the stuff you're going to be using. So instead of 1 scoop of all that stuff, you're going to use 2. Instead of 1 pinch, you're going to be using 2, because obviously it's bigger. And these are almost double the size, if you could tell. So you're going to be putting double the amount, and that's about it. And pretty I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just making gestures now. But yeah, there you go. But yeah, so you're just going to be using double the amount because it's a bigger tub. Self-explanatory. But yeah guys, so like I said, let's move on to the rat room after I get all this stuff done, and we're going to show you what our operation looks like. So as you can tell, we are done with all of our trays. We have everything set up. And they look a lot bigger than they used to, and that's because we put all the bedding in there. But yeah, so we got 6 of the FB70s done and 4 of the FB20s done. So now we're ready to go put them in the rat rack. What? Oh, you're probably asking, Mike, why are you holding a chicken right now? But why aren't you holding a chicken? That's the real question. If you don't got a chicken, what are you doing? I got 8 and more babies inside. Who are you? Yeah, right? Who are they? But yeah, chicken out, and we're gonna go into the rat room. Yeah, her, whatever she said. Yeah, you tell them. Alright guys, so as you can see, we're back, or we're not back, but we're here in the rat room. And as you can see, this is our main setup right here. And like I said before, we had these 2 divider tubs, but now we're gonna break them down and we're gonna make them into one of these bigger tubs. Like I said, the 12 by 2 colonies. So right now I'm just gonna show off just one of the 12 by 2 colonies, just so you can check it out. So as you can see, that pine chip is not as fresh as before. And as you can see, if you look in that corner, that's what happens when they pick a corner to pee in and stuff like that. So yeah, after like 7 days, it gets not too bad, but you can tell that it needs to be changed. But then yeah, so that's why if you wait a little bit longer, you might be waiting too long, because it's gonna get really, really bad. So yeah, so we're gonna change these guys out, and like I said, we're gonna be installing our 2 bigger colonies now. So these guys, we're going to be pulling the males, and we're going to be putting them into our growout rack. And so we're just going to leave the females in the growout rack. We're going to pull the males so the females can let loose of the rest of their babies, feed those babies, grow them up, and then so that'll be the end for those females. They've been with us for a long time now, so they're at that point where they're not producing as much babies, so gotta switch them out. But we thank them so much for giving us all the babies they have. But yeah. So I'm going to clean this out, you're going to check that out, and then we're going to go over to the growout rack now. Alright guys, so as you can see, now we're at our growout rack, and as you can tell, we just have these 6 FB20 tubs just set up. And so what it is that we just, whenever we need to pull a baby, we put them in here, and we put about 40 or somewhat close to 50, depending on their size, in these tubs. Right now we have 2 empty tubs, so we're not holding up a lot of space. But with those 12 by 2 colonies that we have, the 12 females to 2, they're pushing out a lot of babies. So this thing's gonna have a lot of work, as in like just a lot of babies coming into it. But like, I'll let you check out this too. And as you can see in this, look, see, as you can see right now, look at all that poop and stuff, and just all like just the wetness. This is all wet bedding. But yeah, so after a while it does get a little nasty in there. So if we were to wait another day, it probably would have been a little bit yuckier, just way nasty. But yeah, so we're gonna change out these guys too. I'll show you how we do that. And yeah, that's about it. So that was our main rack that we grow all our babies, and this is our grow out. So alright guys, so as you can see now, we have a fresh bedding here and a fresh tub. So now what we're gonna do, we're just gonna open this tub, and we're just gonna start taking these ASFs out and putting them into their new home. There we go. I'll open this a little bit more. There we go. I'm gonna start pulling them in there. Go. But yeah guys, so we do, like I said before, we do this on a weekly basis just so that it doesn't get all nasty and murky inside. And our ASFs are pretty nice. They don't really bite much. If they do, it's just them trying to figure out what we're doing, stuff like that. But yeah, they're doing pretty well. And here we go. And these are all our females. We try to separate our grow outs from male to female, just so we know what we got. Oh, there goes Charlie trying to help me out right now. All these little ones trying to get out. I'm gonna keep my hand over here, just in case. Alright, come on little buddy. Alright, so that's the last one. Alright guys, so as you can see, they're all in there. They're all ready to go into their new tub. And just like that, one done and many to go. And there you go. Oh yeah, also, we gotta make sure we check the water lines. If you can see here, if you wanna just check it out, we have a big old tub of water, 5 gallon water tub. And so what we did was we have just a water line that goes down all the way down here and into each of their tubs. And so what I just do real quick before I put them away is I check their water, and yeah, it's coming out fine. And then that's it. And that's one tub done. And for every tub, we make sure when we change them, we put them with new bedding, make sure the water line's still in there, because we did have one time where the water line was clogged, so we had to fix it. And if the rats don't get water, it gets pretty hot down here, so they need that, like, the hydration. And if you're looking now, the food's not all up there. This is just them after a week. We do fill this at the end of every changing day, so we'll show you that too. We're going to show you how we change it, and then we give them their protein like seeds and stuff, but we'll get to that later. So alright guys, so now we're going to be changing our main tubs, our main rack, and we're going to be doing one of the big ones just because those are the ones we're going to be switching to. And I'm just going to show you, but we got to get low, so let's go low. Let's go low. There you go. Alright, so now we're going to just be changing out this second to bottom one here, and these have a lot of babies, but right now this is just, we do this quick just so that we could get all these these rats in a bigger tub quick, and then we'll deal with the babies later because they really can't go anywhere. So let's get all these mamas and stuff out. And now the only thing that I'm watching out for is mamas, because whenever they have babies and stuff, look at that fat mama. I know I'm holding her up, but she is preggo. That's what we like to see. And there you go. I think we have one more mom left. We make sure everyone's in there. Everyone is. Let's get that last mom. There you go. Stand back there, Charles. Pull that out. And get these mamas in. Check these water lines. There you go, water lines are good. And there you go, that's all your big ones. And now let's get down to here. And as you can see, guys, we got a lot of babies. Got a lot of them. Put down in the comments how many babies you think we got throughout the whole video. But yeah, these are a lot of babies. And these are going to be the easy ones. So these are going to be easy to just transfer. They don't move anywhere. So we're just going to put them in the tub and then they'll be ready to go. Alright, so guys, the easy part now is transferring all these babies. There you go. Put them back with the mom. Or the mom's And so when you're picking up babies, use a very delicate hand. Because you just don't want to hurt them, you know? But yeah, look at that. Look at those little babies. There you go. And here we go. Just gonna put them all in there. And so with the ASFs, it doesn't really matter where you put the babies at first, because what ends up happening is that the moms will pick them up and then relocate them to wherever they want to go. Especially because if you look now, the babies are going crazy. If you look at those babies, they're just running rampant right now. But all the mamas will pretty much just pick them up and put them in their own place, wherever they want to put them. But yeah, that's about it for that part. So we're just going to do this 6 more times. So as you can see now, we finished everything. It took a lot of time just because, as you saw in the beginning of the video, we had these in divider tubs, but now we got rid of those, all those colonies. We had 4 individual colonies, but now if you take a look, we started new 12 by 2 colonies, and again that's 12 females and 2 males. And if you could check right now, they're having a good time eating those sunflower seeds. And we're going to show you how that's done now. So at the end of every changing day, every time we change our snake's bedding, rats. Yes, like Charlie pointed out, after we finish every rat day, when we change all their beddings, we refill all their food, because usually at the end of the week they'll go through all their food. There'll be like a little thin amount left. We just make sure we refill it, and they're good for a week. So I'm going to show you how we refill it, because this one's kind of low. As you can see, these are kind of high. So we take our Missouri feed, as you can see there, and what we're going to do, just take a scoop, and we're just going to fill it in. And just make sure there's a good enough hill in there that'll last them the week. And just a little bit more. And then that's it for the food. So they're set on the Missouri. But also, at the end of every feeding, we try to give them protein. And so what the protein is usually for, with ASFs, you can use protein in a lot of different ways. It comes in sunflower seeds. We like to use sunflower seeds. You can use mealworms. We actually are going to give them mealworms today because it's their day to get mealworms. But you could also use oats, dog food, things like that. But we like to use sunflower seeds. So what we do is we take a 1/4 cup of sunflower seeds. There you go. And we're going to take 2. And what I just do is I just sprinkle it right on top. I give it a little shimmy just so they get some at the bottom. And then you leave some at the top just so they work for it. And then just 1 more scoop. And then the shimmy. And that's it. Alright, but before we go and all that stuff, we showed you how we do everything over here at Morphs. But we're just gonna let you check out the babies, all the babies we have. I opened this one up already, but check out all those babies. That's a nice big cluster of babies. Let's move down to the next. There are those babies right there. Looking good, looking good. Now let's get to the next rack. Look at all those. Jeez Louise, guys. It's looking pretty good over here in the last one. And I think this is the most. God damn. Look at all those babies. Look at that. That's awesome, guys. Getting up in personal with you guys. But yeah, guys, as you can see, it's going really well over here at McGuiganMorphs. And we're just gonna do a sign off right here, guys. So first off, for some reason McGuiganMorphs, we like to do our shout outs last. I don't know why we don't do it in the beginning of the video. But as you can see right here, Twisted Reptiles. I'm rocking your stuff. We actually met him today. And if you check out the back, not slacking on the back, Twisted Reptiles, Instagram, Facebook, and Morph Market. There you go. Twisted Reptiles, thank you very much. We love you. And thank you guys so much for watching. We love every single one of you. Thank you guys so much for watching our videos. We really appreciate it. We just passed 200. Get us to 3. And on Instagram, we just got 3K. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for that. Check out our link in the bio. Sorry, it's pretty late, guys. Check out the link in the bio. We have our link tree, which takes you to our Instagram. Make sure you follow us. And yeah, it takes you to our merch store too. And make sure you check out our merch store and get all your McGuiganMorphs merch there. We have a bunch of stuff up there. And thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, make sure you like the video. Make sure you comment down below what you think about our rat stuff. And maybe you could guess how many babies. Maybe we'll take a count. But maybe you could guess how many babies. Make sure you comment down below what you want to see in the future, things like that. And make sure you share the video. Make sure you share it to your mother, your brother, your sister, your nephew, your niece, your uncle. That one person you don't like in your family. Who cares? I don't. Just share it to everybody. And then make sure you guys subscribe and click that bell so you know when we put out a video and you never miss a video. It's gonna be Friday at 7 p.m. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Mike from McGuiganMorphs. Charlie's behind the camera. Sláinte, guys. Peace out.